Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another community open call on this April session. It's a pleasure to have you all here again. So, if you're watching this on live stream, please feel free. This is a fun and friendly talk about all things Rocket.Chat. So, please feel free to chat here. We have a tab for chat. We have also a tab for questions. So, feel free to do that. Today, we have here, as always, our CEO, Gabriel Angel.
Hello, guys. How's everybody?
Great. So also we have our Chief of Technology Officer, Rodrigo Nascimento.
Hey, everyone.
Great. Also our Chief of Opportunities Officer, our good old Singly.
Hi, everyone.
And finally, our VP of Product, Christopher Scully. And of course, I'm your host, Pedro Nogueira, the Community Manager. So welcome. So if you are watching this from YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up and share with your friends, share with your peers. It's a pleasure to have you here. And please, we are going to send you also the link for our next session. And we are going to disclose the date. It's a pleasure to have you here. So now some news that we always have. So we have an upcoming event about Rocket.Chat and Nextcloud integration. We're going to have this is on the April 21st, also known as tomorrow. So stay tuned. Please join us also. We can share the link here just real quick. Okay, that's great. So we're going to send you the link. Don't worry about that. Also, some quick notes that we still have some job openings. So please go to Rocket.Chat, and then you have the careers. So all the openings, the vast majority of them are remote. So please feel free to go there to check if you have the specifications for that. Also, very good quick note that we have is that FOSS Awards. Okay, so we won the 20i FOSS Awards on the communication platform. That was very good. That was very interesting.
Thanks for the community for participating on voting, because it was a popular voting system, not by jurors or anything. So that's always good to know.
Yeah, it was very, very fun to participate, and everybody came together to this. So thank you once more. And we have a lot of other open source projects there that on other categories. So it's interesting also to take a look on those open source projects, and maybe we can even try to integrate with them. So it was very interesting. Also, if you are here, please consider helping us on our open server, on our forums and GitHub. We are always needing help to answer some user questions, some other GitHub also to try to replicate the issues and try to help us on that. All the help is welcome. So please, if you like it, if you can, please join us there too. And if you lost the last sessions, please check our YouTube channel. Then you can see the last sessions. Also, don't forget to thumbs up on those videos and subscribe, and then you're going to receive it. So now we have Gabriel's speech, so please.
Yeah, well, last of my speech, more of a quick update. I think we have a lot of things to cover today. The product team had some interesting stuff to talk about. Singly gonna do some updates about GSOC, which is always something we're very proud to be a part. It's 6 years in a row, right, Sing, that we've been being part. So great news on that front. I guess the part, one topic that happened from since our last talk that I think it's very important to mention, maybe the thing that I care about the most, is the Digital Markets Act in Europe. Something that it got maybe a lot less attention than I think it was deserved. But it's really Europe saying yes to message interoperability and agrees to having like this major rules for big tech. I think it shows that our vision and some of like the open source vision of things should be integrated, not trying to create silos of communication, trying to make systems interoperable is the way forward. Not and sometimes it's counterintuitive or counter the business model for those giants that would much rather have everybody under their control, their infrastructure. But for us as an open source company, we do believe that we should be competing on features and quality, and not in keeping people hostage of technology that they have to use, and almost like creating a monopoly of communication. So I was very pleased to see that my act actually moving forward. That's going to open a lot of new opportunities for us on the product itself, because it's going to force large technology companies like Google, Facebook, Slack on building the APIs so you can send messaging cross platforms. And I think it's very aligned to our vision. That's what we've been working towards since our inception. And it's good to be on the right side of history on that one. It's still a long way to go. I think there's a lot of work until those things become a reality. So let's always be mindful and raise this flag. Try to talk about this and promote this with politicians. If any force or presence that you might have, please help us on this journey. I think that's for the greater good of everybody.
That's right. So also we have the next event that's tomorrow. So we'll send you here the link. So join us, please. We are going to have a very good conversation about the next cloud integration, and those are very powerful open source that combine it. It's awesome.
It's about the same thing, right? It's about having interoperability, having different systems to be able to talk to each other. On that note, we have been working not just with Nextcloud, but also with the guys from Matrix and Element in adding into Rocket.Chat the capabilities to speak Matrix. That's our goal. Right now, we have a working version with an internal bridge into the Matrix protocol that it's already being tested. Is about to be shipped. We're like getting all the engineers are working hard in trying to merge it to the candidate release. So I was told not to make any promises on dates or release, but it's almost being merged into the release candidates. So hopefully you guys will see very, very soon the Matrix bridge being part of the core code base of Rocket.Chat, with the end goal that gradually Rocket.Chat is going to be a native speaker of the Matrix protocol and be able to join the Matrix network. That's what we are aiming for. That's why we're putting a whole team to work on it, and even work in collaboration with the guys from Matrix Foundation to get this to become a reality. So all to say that we are still firm believers on interoperability, on openness, and we're putting the money where our mouth is, and that's where we're putting investment, and hopefully other companies will do too.
Yeah, that's great. I think that's really will help to have all other companies and to see that this is the right side. This is what we should be doing, and this will only make it better for our community and for all the clients that rely and trust on Rocket.Chat. Okay, so next we have our own Rodrigo Nascimento.
All right. Well, today I have 4 items to cover on the technology side. I had the fifth one, but Gabriel talked about Matrix already. So let's hope we can have that merged for this release, this initial alpha version. But about the other topics, they are all about having more engineering work on technical depths, quality, and so on. So one of the things we are focusing now is on quality, as we'll hear about this word a lot on the next presentations and future webinars as well. But we decided to have, of course, a huge focus on quality, and that brings changes to the engineering side. And to speed up a part of that, we have now a consultancy. Objective is the company that helping us now to improve our test coverage on our product, from changing our tools. From we were using Cypress, now we are using migrating to Playwright, for example, to improve our structure, test structure, and of course, expanding our test coverage on features that we already have. But we don't want to spend time of our internal engineers to make coverage on those features that already exist, and rather than put this effort of the engineers to ship better features with better test coverage. So this extra hands on our core product, it's helping us to expand this quality and assurance for the future deliveries and prevent regressions and so on. That's something that's already happening. We already merged a lot of restructuring on our repository to front tests and other things that I'll cover later as well. But you can already check that. So we already converted all the tests to TypeScript, or had moved it to another place, or had converted to Playwright. So we are in the phase to start expanding our test coverage. And that's a huge thing for us to, and of course, one of the main goals. Correlated to that, we are migrating all of our code base to TypeScript since a long time already. We are rewriting our front end to React, and at the same time, we are converting to TypeScript. But we have a lot of code that we are not going to change. But we, of course, rewrite them to TypeScript as well. So just to let you know, we already have 37% of our main project converted to TypeScript. It was 32% last month, 26% on January. So we are almost going 5% on every month. We can speed that, of course, and our idea is to maybe have everything converted this year to TypeScript. That will help us improve quality, improve development experience, and reduce bugs and etc. So it's another huge milestone we have for this year. Correlated to that, again, we have the engineering day. That's something we are implementing now. We are much engineering team in the beginning, focusing on technical depths and everything, on architecture and etc. And then later we changed our structure to be more product focused. We build a product team, and now we have a structure and squads and chapters and etc. That was pretty much moved towards to a product vision. And now we kind of put a balance on this and getting back some engineering time to work on mainly only on technical depths. So we can bring back our the main changes we on the engineering side needs to work on architecture and things like that. They're not only specific product features, but improving our basis to the future features and improving quality for the future. And this engineering day will help us to speed up these conversions, for example, to TypeScript, this improvement on QA, on test coverage, and many other things that we are planning to do. And one of not directly result of that, because it was working right before starting this engineering day, was the monorepo, the change that we did on our repository. Of course, again, about the main repository, that we changed the structure to support future new projects. So we are planning to bring together to Rocket.Chat other projects to ship them as packages in a more concise and better way, like the JS SDK, or even split our project between client and server and be different projects that we can ship both separated. So we changed that, and kudos to Guilherme Gazzo and the others that participated in that and brought this to the attention. It's now a completely different organization that probably creates some conflicts in some pull requests. But again, it was something that will not happen again in the near future. We had 6 years of this code structure, and now we changed it a little bit. We hope it to not break most of the pull requests, but may happen. So all those changes will be a focus for us to improve development experience, of course, while we are growing our team, and to at the end goal improving our overall quality of the product. So just about this engineering day, it's something that we are doing 1 day per week that is now focused on a backlog of the engineering area, technical, architecture, security, low security vulnerabilities that we do not have a SLA to fix, or any other things that are in the backlog that we don't have product vision or SLA like secure or bug fixes. So then we are start working on those things. We hope to bring more data about how this is improving the product on our OKRs and so on the next opportunities. But I guess that's the main things to talk about today. Thank you.
That's very good. That's very good, because I think that those changes will allow us to go further, right? Those changes are something that we need to do, and we are doing that. Yeah, that's very good. Okay, so Mr. Chris, do you want to add something to the?
Yeah, definitely, and kind of building on a few of those things. Over the course of the last month, I've gotten a lot of questions about, well, hey, we're now spending 20% of our time on these engineering days. That's going to slow us down, et cetera. And one of the things that is really important, I think, for everyone to understand, in terms of the core team, in terms of the community, is this investment, it really does pay off quickly. It'll allow us to move much more quickly as we improve test coverage, as we improve architecture. And so there are times when we do have to kind of slow down on the feature front and on the new things and on the innovations that we want to push forward in order to make sure that we have the right foundation. So the team's doing an awesome job on that. And I'm very excited about the fact that we're able to currently invest 20% of the team's time like that on a regular weekly basis in these important activities. So it's really great to see. All right, so a few things from my side. By the way, we knew that Gabriel wouldn't be able to help but contain his excitement and say for the Matrix Federation is shipping in this release. We're all very excited about it. And in terms of the progression, one of the things that we've been talking about a lot over the course of the past year, of course, is data sovereignty. And Gabriel and I have had a number of conversations where the way we outline is data sovereignty without interoperability gets really lonely fast. And so we've really been focusing on interoperability. The DMA legislation is pushing everyone in the right direction, and so we're very excited to be already moving quickly in the right direction. Now, in terms of the upcoming release, it will have an alpha tag on it, and I'll also talk in a moment about Voip, which has a beta tag. So I figure it's a good chance to talk for a minute or two about what that means. So the alpha tag, one thing to recognize, we are encouraging people to try out the Matrix Federation capabilities and provide feedback. There are known constraints in place that people should be aware of in terms of reasons to not yet use this for production purposes. But we'd love to have the community configuring the capabilities, using them, providing feedback. So please do, and we look forward to hearing that feedback. Another area that we've been working on is Voip, and as people know, Voice over IP has a beta tag. And so to talk about what that beta tag means, that means that we believe that we have our initial stable version in place. But we do expect that there could be situations where bugs and issues arise. And so we certainly also want people using that capability, providing feedback, also being aware of the beta tag. During the course of this month, we've been working on all of the steps that are needed to remove the beta tag and have the functionality available for production purposes. Some of the things that come into play, for those familiar with the functionality, our Voip solution uses an asterisk server on the back end. And so we end up with some things that need to be considered relating to the stability of managing the asterisk connections, some other technical debt items that we felt were in place in terms of how Voip interacts with the core room structure of Rocket.Chat. So we were addressing those things, and we expect that soon we'll be removing that beta tag. When we do that, we also will be rolling out Voip Enterprise features that will include some things like outbound calling and call transfers at that point in time. So at that point, we'll then have two separate capabilities. We'll have the core community edition version. We'll have some additional capabilities on the enterprise side for those who are interested. Okay. Another area that we're ramping up is video conferencing. So that we're really excited about significantly improving the way that Rocket.Chat can interact with third-party video conferencing tools. So what we've done is we have formed up a team. So we have a new squad working within the core team focusing on these capabilities. And we're pressing forward with what we call a provider agnostic model, where we're creating the ringer capabilities so that if somebody initiates a conference call, all of the participants in the room will be notified. We'll have a ringing capability that they will see and hear, regardless of whether they're actively in that room at a particular point in time. We also will be setting up an app framework so that each video conferencing provider can be added by creating an app, which is then used to manage the interaction between the video conferencing platform and Rocket.Chat. And then the third piece that we'll be focusing on are the room interactions. So one of the key things as you switch between a chat discussion and a third-party video conferencing tool is you want to make sure that you have a record of what has happened. So if a call starts, you happen to see it 30 minutes later and it's ended, you want to be able to see in the room that the call was ended. You want to be able to see who joined the call, how long it went on for. So those additional capabilities to collect conference call stats and write them back into the room is our third piece. So it's underway, early days, but we expect to be working through this really quickly. And as people know, there are some very basic community video conferencing capabilities now. We will be looking at making sure that those are functioning smoothly and are well aligned with the work that we're doing currently on this next version. Okay. The last thing, just to mention it, peer preview. But next month we do have a major release and update to our marketplace. We will be redesigning the marketplace experience, and what I'd like to plan to do shortly is, and maybe do that next month's call will be a good time to go through it, is we can go through that marketplace experience. As I think many members of the community know, we've been slowly adding inventory to our marketplace, and it's been a two-pronged process for us. So on the one side, during the past 6 months, we've significantly expanded our apps engine capabilities to give lots of third parties, to give the core team the tools that they need to build robust Rocket.Chat apps. And then the other prong has been improving the marketplace, improving the publisher experience, and next month we start to roll those things out. So those are a couple of the highlights. Singh, I know you have a lot of items on GSOC, so I'll pause there.
Well, those are awesome, right? Singh, we have some special slot reserved for Singh on the end, because we have a lot of good news about GSOC. So hang tight on that. Regarding about what Chris said, we want your help. So whenever you already know about the Voip feature, and if you are curious about that, don't worry, because our next item here is going to be with our omni-channel team regarding the Voip demo. So don't worry about that. And also, as Christopher said, those are on beta or very initial stage. So your help is very welcome, so that you can try that. You can find some room for improvement. So please, we have a lot of discussions on our open. So if you want to do that together with us, feel free to do that. So that's really help us, and we really are looking forward to hear from you, not only about the Voip demo we're having now, but also the new features that Chris just gave us some little bits of information here. So stay tuned for that on our next community open call. Also, you're going to have more information about that. Okay, so now, as promised, we're going to have our omni-channel team. Guys, come over here, guys and girls. Right, you already have Renato here.
Do you have enough spaces in seats, or does anyone needs to drop first to add more people?
Not sure about, but I think we can try to squeeze that, and then we can discover.
Let's see.
Now we have also, let me invite Kevin Aleman here. We are goals also inviting Amogod. He's getting ready. Also our Meetco. That's great. And finally, Alvaro Melo. Okay. We have one more seat at least. Mr. Amal. Hello, Kevin.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Alvaro.
Hi.
And for last and not least, Mrs. Hermit. Okay. Oh, I think we have, let me invite our meet again. So Renato, please, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Thanks, Duda, for the opportunity to be here one more time. I have to say I'm getting used to it. But today, I'm not coming alone. I'm bringing with me the Omnichannel Army. So, yes, apart from the joke, we do have new faces here. Part of the team responsible for an important achievement or a milestone for Rocket.Chat. So today we have Amal, our Voip engineer. We have Kevin, Omnichannel Tech Lead, Alvaro, our engineer manager, and hopefully we have Harmit, our QA engineer. So guys, before we jump into things, I'd like just to share some context, a very brief introduction, and then I will hand over to the team, all right? So when it comes to omni-channel, we know that a lot changed over the last months or even years. For instance, new chat-based digital communication channels have been integrated to Rocket.Chat, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, and so on. We can even mention the email channel that enables customer care companies to provide customer services over the email protocol. But we knew that there was a gap, and we wanted to close the gap. So after months working really hard on a very exciting but also challenging project, the first version of our Voip integration came out at the beginning of this year. And everybody here knows that incorporating new technologies into a code base like Rocket.Chat is challenging. So we are getting familiar with new technologies. We are creating new stuff from scratch, new UI components, new user journeys. So that's the reason that this first version of our Voip integration came out under the beta tag or experimental, right? Because, you know, we want to get feedback. We want to listen to our community. We want to make sure that we are going in the right direction and then move forward. So as Chris mentioned before, this first version is the foundation of our Voip ecosystem, right? It's the baseline. And on top of that, we will build new capabilities as we go, right? So it's a summary. I'm looking forward to hearing from the team. And today we have a product walkthrough. We talked about requirements, specifications, and so on. So team, floor is yours. Please jump in. Thank you.
Hello. Hi. Yeah, so just give me a second.
Yeah, Amal is having some problems. Now we got it. Hello, Amal.
Hello. Hi. So to start with, we will discuss briefly about the requirements and the technical stuff that has gone into building this Voip solution. And After that, we will go through the demo, and towards the end, Kevin will talk about the challenges that we faced during this solution. So the main requirement is to bring PSTN, that is landline or mobile calls, on our omni-channel platform, and provide a kind of provide a queue treatment for all those incoming calls. Along with these two things, the third one is basically fetch and display some management information. The management information is something like total number of extensions that are available on the SIP server, or total number of calls in the queue, and display that information to targeted users. For example, the admin user may want to associate an agent with the extension, so admin user needs to know all the extensions. So in doing so, there are a couple of important things that we need to consider. One of them is that any communication system has two parts. One is media and the signaling. The media is, because the agents are sitting on the browser, the media is done using WebRTC, and the WebRTC does not dictate any signaling. So we are using SIP for signaling. Now, the reason for using SIP is basically using SIP, we can participate or we can interop with others, conference providers or other SIP endpoints such as WebEx, PexSIP, or BlueJeans, because they provide SIP. And the provider trunks, the trunks which take the agent call to outside, or to bring the outside call, that is mobile or PSTN calls on Rocket.Chat platform, those trunks operate on SIP protocol. So it is but natural to use SIP end to end. So that is why we are using SIP. Now, these are the broader requirements or broader pictures of the requirements. And the next thing is the technical things, that what we are doing, how we are doing it. So as Chris and Renato have mentioned earlier, we are using Asterisk as our PBX. All the provider trunks, they terminate on Asterisk. And on client side, that is on the browser side, we are using sip.js. Now, these basically, these trunk providers provide a number. That is, trunk provider could be anything. It could be OpenSIP, or it could be SipStation, or it could be Amazon Chime. These external trunk providers, they provide a single particular a number. That number can be dialed with using your mobile phone or your landline, and then that call terminates on Rocket.Chat agent. Of course, there are calling queues, and the entire routing logic happens on Asterisk. And the next thing that is important is basically SIP uses 5060 port. When we are doing SIP over the browser, it happens over WebSocket. And for the information, for pulling the information, which I mentioned earlier, we are using one of the interfaces that is provided by Asterisk, called Asterisk Management Interface. Using this interface, what we do is we pull the necessary information, such as the extension information, the total number of calls in the queue, or the membership. For example, an agent could be a part of a queue, and we want to find out what queues that agent belongs to, and this information will be fetched using this management interface. So that's pretty much about the technical stuff. Now I shall share my screen and walk you through a couple of
Olga.
Hello.
Hello. So yeah, you can share this screen. You can press the share. Can you see the button?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So while you do that, we have a question here, or at least a chat message here from Daniel Sobrinho. So about omnichannel, he believes that it is still important the voice channel integrated together with chat and social media tools. So he hopes that the contact center integration and Voip is not only restricted to Asterisk, but also can be extended to other solutions.
Okay. So the architecture wise, currently we are supporting Asterix, but the architecture is in such a way that it can, once you write the connector to connect to any PBX, you can use that connector to connect to that particular PBX. So the requirement is that PBX needs to provide some kind of management interface. So as we know, SIP is an open protocol. So I mean, of course, it will work with any PBX, but it's not just a SIP endpoint. It also needs to fetch some management information, which I mentioned earlier. So for that, we need to write the connector. And as long as the PBX provides the management interface, we will be able to integrate with any kind of PBX. So let me.
Great. So Daniel, if you have any other questions, please feel free while we share here the screen. So we prepare for the demo. Okay, now we can see your screen already, Mr. Amal.
Yeah. So I'm logged into one of our demo servers, and to configure SIP, there are a couple of things that one needs to do. So you go to administration. After you go to administration, in settings you have call center settings, and in call center settings you will have this this radio button called Voip enable. So once you click on Voip enabled, you have a couple of things to configure here. This one is basically the management server configuration. The management server configuration is what I mentioned by AMI, that is basically Asterix management interface. That interface by default listens to port 5038, and it has its own commands to fetch the information. And then you have the server name, you have username. Using these username and password credentials, it is going to log into Asterix management interface and fetch the necessary information. The information is such as calls in the queue or the extension information. The next one is the signaling configuration, that is the server configuration. Here we, as I mentioned, now we are basically we use WebSockets to connect to the signaling interface of Asterix. So for that we have to provide the WebSocket path, and it is a secure WebSocket, so it is on 443. So once this is done, the next part is associating an agent with an extension. So that happens. So let me not save anything because there were some wrong changes that happened just now. We go to extensions, and here you see that there is a list of extensions that are configured on Asterix. So now let's say I want to configure a user on Asterix. What I need to do is I just need to so here what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to associate an extension with a Rocket.Chat agent. So when I do this, I can get the list of the agents, and I can then associate a particular agent with any extension. So we have one extension already associated, that is Hermit, and now I'm exiting from here, and what we are going to do is Hermit is going to now act as agent, and she's going to show us how to log into Asterix as an agent, and then I will be calling from my cell phone to Asterix queue, and then I'm going to then we are going to see how the end-to-end things work. Hermit, up to you. Yeah.
Hello everyone, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. So here I'm logged in as an agent, and first of all, an agent needs to register himself. And while clicking on this button, I'm trying to register. So you can see now this button is green, and that means it's enabled. And I'm registered on the I'm registered right now, and I will be able to receive calls. So Amol, can you go ahead and make a call?
Yes, Hermit. So I'm calling from my cell phone.
Yeah. So everyone is able to see I have a call in the queue, right? And this call is coming from this queue that says feature and pricing. And also there's a caller ID here. So currently there's one call you can see here. Fine. I'm going to receive this call. I'm going to accept it. Right. Now the call is in progress. And you can see here the room has been created. Yeah. Hello, Amol. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Armin.
Okay.
So I will mute myself.
Yeah, so I'm speaking on the cell phone and
I'm speaking on the cell phone and Harmit can hear.
Yes. So team, right now, Amol is calling me from the cell phone and I hope everybody is able to hear him. So you can see right now, there's system message generated. I accepted a call, so its call started, fine. And right now, I do not have any call in the queue. So it's like queue is empty right now, okay? And I will be able to perform several actions as an agent. I will be able to hold a call and again, that will again generate a system message on this here. And then finally I can unhold the call. And also an agent is provided with an ability to unmute himself. So Amol, can you please give another call to me? Amol, are you there? Okay, so right now Amol is calling on the from the another number, and you can see now I have one call in queue, right? So that means as an agent, I will be able to see how many calls are there in a queue. Now I will disconnect this call, and there's a wrap-up model on the screen. I can enter some information here. Call ended successfully. Fine, and I need to select some tags here. Saving these tags, fine. So this was how the call is coming to an agent and how the call is being processed. Finally, now let's come to the contact center. Like obviously an agent is able to receive call and there should be some information being displayed. So now I can show you here. This is the call information. You will be able to see the contact number of the caller. You will be able to see the queue that call is coming to. There's waiting time, talk time, hold time, and wrap up notes. So the call has, I've already ended, I've edited wrap up notes like call ended successfully and tags. So it's every information is displayed here. Yes, so that's it. How the Voip works.
Yeah, that's very good. Congratulations.
So let me hearing.
so Kevin, you can take over now.
Yeah, Renato, want some closing notes?
No, actually, I just wanted to thank you, team, for finally making it happen. You know, introducing this voice channel was a dream. I know that Gabriel always wanted to have these capabilities in Rocket.Chat. So thank you, everyone, for your effort, for working hard on this project, and for making it happen. So I'd like to hear from Kevin as well. What kind of challenges that the team faced during the implementation of this new feature set? So Kevin, please.
Thank you. Well, first, hello. It's my first time talking here with the community. I'm happy to be around, and I hope you are enjoying the presentation and you like the new feature. I will talk a bit about some of the challenges that we face building this. It might look like a simple thing now, looking it into work, but it had a ton of challenges when we were building it. I will summarize those in three that were probably the biggest ones that we have. The first one was our own inexperience working in Voip tech. Here on the team, on the omnichannel side, Amol was the only one that knew what Voip was for a long time. He was the only one that knew what Voip was supposed to do and how it will look like at the end. We didn't, but now looking back at that, we were able to get some really good insight from him, and his knowledge was shared to the team, and now all the team members have at least some understanding on how Voip works and how the overall feature works. The second challenge was to integrate the management interfaces from the PBX into Rocket.Chat. Here, the demo was shown only with asterisks, but the plan is to also support other PBX, that other major PBX that might be there on the world. So that's something that we needed to support. We need to build the base for it to be like easy to change in the future if some people just want to, hey, no, I don't want to use asterisks, I want to use something else. So that kind of working was also a challenge, and also dealing with the nature of the calls, because the events that we were receiving were like in async, in an async form. You may or may not receive the events at the same time that the call is being received. So you may have agents talking with a person, and then probably 10 or 15 seconds later, the server will receive the event that, hey, someone is calling something, someone is calling someone else. So trying to deal with all of that so that at the end of the call, you had all the information that you need, as you saw on the contact center. That was also a challenge that we were able to solve and get some in a good way. And the third one was the team capacity. We are a small team building the omnichannel features, so initiatives of this size that that will allocate the whole Voip squad into something was a really big challenge, because at the same time we were also working on other initiatives and having Voip. This was a really fun time. We had really good times trying to balance all the things to keep up with releases on apps, for example, during the time that we were working on Voip. We also released the Instagram Direct integration, and that was done simultaneously, even when the team is around like 7 developers, if I'm not mistaken. So with a small team, we were able to build this, and we hope that we will be able to build more things and more funnier things in the future. Thank you.
Well, very good. Congratulations, team. I had the opportunity to talk with them all, and I'm a very great fan of telephony and all that, because this is for a long time with old technology that now it's new, and now it's also integrated on a whole new technology, bringing more future, more capabilities, and very interesting. Inspiration, a lot of inspiration, and a lot of things that we can do, connecting the mobile, connecting the landlines together with Rocket.Chat. So those are both different worlds that are coming together now. So congratulations for you guys and girls.
Yeah, very much so. Like the whole from inception, Rocket.Chat was always trying to create this, break the barriers of communication between internally inside the company, outside the company. So omnichannel was always an important part of the product vision and strategy, and we always knew that telephone is an important part of communication. Still, it's a big way of how people talk, specific companies and colleagues. So being able to add this to the list of channels that we support and build in a way that is transparent for the end user, like doing everything from the same app, it's a big step on the right direction. Still a lot of work to do, but a lot of things to be proud of. And thank you team for putting together and getting it to the now coming out of beta, right? To now coming to the prime time. So congratulations, and looking forward for the community to give us feedback and help us move it even further, right? I love when we push a product out and then people start kicking the tires and use it and come back to us with more creative use cases and ways they change and add features. So I'm really curious to see what the community will make out of it once they put their hands on that feature. So exciting times ahead.
Very exciting. Oh, thank you guys. Great work, and we'll probably have you soon showing more functionalities and more new stuff.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay, so now what we have next here is the community member of the month. And we didn't say it. Who is that? But we are going to have him. I'm not saying right now, I'm just inviting him so we all discover live. Who is that? Who is that? Who is that?
I'm curious.
Let me just, okay. He's getting ready. Yeah, that's it, Mr. Rohan.
Hello,
welcome.
Hi,
Congratulations. So Rohan has been a great member, a community member, a great contributor, and we had him participating on our other Google Summer of Code, and this year we have the pleasure to have him also as a mentor. And also Mr. Lekhwani is also an app publisher, so he has been doing the whole community path. He has been helping a lot, not only on publishing apps and the Google Summer of Code now, but also on forums, on GitHub and everywhere. So, hi, Rohan.
Hey, Duda, it's great to be here. And I still remember, it's close to around 1.5 years for me at Rocket.Chat. So I still remember that how I gotten. So it was basically a text from Singly within the GSOC 2020 channel that if you are good at Node.js and Express, reach out to me. I have a great project for you. So the text was sent in November, but it was December. So I said, just let's take a chance. It's 1 month off. Let's take a chance, and it's been incredible since then. I've got to work on the GSOC leaderboard, RC for GitHub, RC for community, and totally kudos to Singh and his leadership. I just love working with him.
Yeah, also, I forgot to mention about the RC for community, right? That we did a great job also. Rohan helped us a lot on the alumni summit, not only on the back office with the organization and developing also RC for community. And wow, that's very good. And also now you have here Mr. Singly came to. That's very good. Singly also did a great job, always pushing the GSOC and always leading us to our community, and it's awesome. It's an awesome person to always talk. And so Rohan, you have published an app, right? Tell me more about that.
So I actually have 2 apps. One is named Meme Buddy. Actually, Singly coined that app name, Meme Buddy. And the other is my GSOC project, which is the Poll Plus app. So again, a huge shout out to Diego Sampaio, whose work I extended building Poll Plus. And I'd love to have a demo of the 3 best features I love in the app.
Great. So can you? I just sent you our marketplace page for Rohan's app. So can you demo the app now?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Okay.
Hey, Rohan. Say hi in bit while you get it up there and running.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
So basically, it works like with a /poll. And the first feature I'd like to show is, let's say I'm a community manager because I've worked with RC for community. So I want to just ask, because Rocket.Chat is global, so I just want to ask which languages do you speak? And let me just fill in the options for our users. So I can configure if I want to allow people to add choices later. So this is a great feature because it helps people from the community voice their opinions. And then let's say I'm just bored of the normal bar graph. I want to do something fun. I just enable word cloud and let's say create. So it gives you this, and let's say I forgot adding one option. let's say if I want to add Japanese as well. And so the thing is, with this, I want to display it in a word cloud. So during GSOC, I built my own word cloud API, which takes into account how much count you voted on each word. So as soon as I finish the poll, and I get this word cloud made, which shows how many words each word received. So if in this case I'm just a single user, if we had 2 for Spanish, Spanish would have been twice the size of other words. So this is great feature. I think it kind of helps visualize what the community thinks about. The second feature is, let's say, because we wanted to make poll app for everyone. So let's say I'm a teacher and I use Rocket.Chat to conduct exams. So I want to create an exam a day before the test. So I'll just say /poll live, save and to. So I could just answer my question. Let me say, what's the capital of Brazil? And I think this is just like a single choice question. I'll just give them 10 seconds to answer. The first answer, let me write the correct one. And let's say this is the second one. And the second question, let's say I want to add, this one. When was Einstein born? March 14th or January 1st. And I'll just create it. And because I want this poll to go live when my students are taking the exam, I get a unique ID. And if you can see, only I can see this message as a teacher. So none of my students get the paper leaked the day before. And let's say I want to start the exam right now. I just enter the command which is given over here, and it directly starts the poll. And I have only 10 seconds, so I'll vote fast. And if I'm a student, I finish fast. I click on next poll. When was Einstein born? March 14th. And after 10 seconds, it automatically finishes. So it wraps up the exam, and you have all the votes recorded. So you could see this, it finished the exam, recorded the time. So this is again a great use case for teachers who wish to take exams on Rocket.Chat. Now let's say finally coming to businesses or companies that want to use this app. So let's say I'm a product manager. I want to see how my team is performing. I want to conduct a stand-up or a retro. So I'll just ask my team, how are you feeling today? And instead of filling in all the options, I'll just say I have templates created, and I would just want to be fun because it's the end of the day and I don't want people to read. So I'll just create an emoji rank poll and send it in. So I get emojis within my poll, and people could just vote whether they're feeling great or good. So this is again another feature which I love. And once you finish it, only the poll creator has the option to finish. So as a product manager, only I get to finish the poll, and I get the final results in. So these are some of like 3 of the many features which Poll Plus offers. And a fun fact is that just 5 minutes back, I checked Poll Plus is on its 599th download. So we're just 1 download away from 600. So we'll probably leave in the link to that. I think Dude already did. So I think we'll soon reach 600. So yeah, it kind of feels great to get your GSOC project out and being used by 600 people as we speak. So yeah, that's kind of been my experience.
Oh, that's great, and congratulations for this. And we hope to have you here with us, and also with a lot of more contributions and teaching us and learning together all this amazing stuff. So thank you, Rohan. Thank you a lot.
Yeah, thanks for taking time out from your busy work schedule. I know the full time. I always get your company wrong. I call it Uber, but I guess it's Gojek. Uber Asia to help us out. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. It's really been great. With Rocket.Chat, it always feels like I'm working at the edge of technology. So it really feels great to have that kind of ownership. And again, Syncs projects are just awesome. So it kind of just feels like a mini startup. So
let's go.
So I just totally love it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for
Thank you. Thank you too.
So thank you, Rohan, to be being part of it. I really appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Should I wrap up?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, well, I'd like to just very short update of Google Summer Code. Thank you for everybody who participated this year, including mentor, alumni, and then so many new contributors that we are seeing. I know there's at least like 300 of you that is in a room that we kind of chat together. And 135 of you or so has actually signed up for our leaderboard, where we track every one of the work that you've done actually in our ecosystem. And as of today, anyway, we can see like 86 merge pull requests created, 108 open PL, and you guys have found like 152 issues since the beginning of Google Summer Code, which was just actually not too long ago. And also, we've just been through a submission deadline for all the project proposal, and we're really proud to see like 83 proposals coming in during this time, which is actually a very high number, judging from our poll of other organizations on the mailing list. So thank you again for like engaging with us, contributing to our community, and also creating these proposals. So your mentors are busy right now, actually going through every one of them. In the next weeks, we will go through each one and then consider, and then working with Google, we'll shortlist the actual accepted proposal. You'll see it according to the official GSOC timeline. But in the meantime, anybody who's actually contributed an issue or merge PL, please stay tuned in the hashtag GSOC 2022 channel. We're going to have some fun activity for the top ranking contributors on the leaderboard. And we're going to work our executive team a little bit on this one. And it's a lot of fun every year. So please come back to the room and monitor it. And we'll have some announcement early next week. Thank you.
That's great. So I think that's it for today. We already have the date for the next open community open call. That would be on May 18th. So stay tuned. We're going to send you an invitation again. So thank you for this, and thank you for staying with us until now. And see you soon. Okay. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye bye.